Hello, we are Geeks Assembled. I'm joined with Ethan's joined us today. We will be talking about today. We're going back down the music route. We'll be talking. Well, what can we say about this gentleman? Um, World famous in his day. Was still world famous as a solo artist, as a member of a band, singing, drumming, and a good sense of humour. We are talking Phil Collins. We will be talking his third solo studio album, No Jacket Required, released in February 1985. Up to now, this album has sold 25 million copies worldwide, and it's one of the biggest selling albums of all time, just because of that. We'll go over to Ethan now. We'll just get on Phil Collins and the album, and then we'll go through the tracks. So, Ethan, Phil Collins, No Jacket Required.
Well, no. I mean, what could you say about this man? If, for those who don't know, but for those who do know me, out of all the singers, Phil Collins is my number one favorite singer of all time. I love him to pieces, and I never get tired of his singing, his voice. His humor is just, I think that's what makes him stand out. And one of the things I love him the most is his humor is just hilarious. He's just, he could be a comedian himself. Now, I know a lot of people love Faces, and yes, that's got some very good songs. But for me, it's definitely No Jacket Required. This is my favorite.
Can we just see the comparison? This is 1985. And that's him a couple of years ago.
Yep. And this is 2017.
Yeah, on the reissue remastered version of it. He's still got it.
Oh, he's still got it.
On the back of all the reissues on the Not Dead Yet tour.
Yeah.
Do you want to have a word about that one?
What's that?
The Not Dead Yet tour.
Yeah. I had the absolute honour 2 years ago of seeing Phil Collins live at the Royal Albert Hall, the Not Dead Yet tour. And it was the best gig I've ever been to. I've been to many gigs recently, but nothing tops Phil Collins. He gives a proper show. And yes, unfortunately, he didn't play the drums, but he still got the voice. And his son just follows in his father's footsteps all the way. I mean, when Come in the Air Tonight, you're never going to get an experience like that again. It's just the most magical experience. And he played all the songs just like from Against All Odds, the first one, to One More Night, Something Happened on the Way to Heaven, everything you can imagine, Two Hearts. I mean, every song, it was introduced to me by my mum and dad. And every time I just hear that voice, all those songs, it just takes me back to living in Windsor and just stealing my mum's CDs and my dad's CDs and just putting them on and playing them. I love him. He's absolutely brilliant. I absolutely adore the man. And this album, as I said, definitely my favorite album of all this solo stuff. For me, it's, as you know, I'm very 80s. I love the 80s music, but this just screams perfect 80s. And it's just I never get tired of listening to this album. And in a way, this was 1 year after, I hope I'm right with my history here, 1 year after Miami Vice started in 1984, I believe.
Yeah.
So in many ways, thanks to Miami Vice, In the Air Tonight, and Phil Collins appearing as a sort of a small-time villain in it, and you had a few songs.
Fill the Shell, was it? Fill the Shell?
Fill the Shell, yeah. Fantastic episode. I mean, that's one of the best episodes. And I believe there's two songs in here that were used in Miami Vice, which I'll get to when we talk about them. And this one, you could have any song in this can be in a Miami Vice episode. The whole album screams Miami Vice. And even when I'm in Miami, I always play this just to give that feel. But it's just such a fun summer type album to me. And it's something I never get tired of.
Well, I agree. It does. I mean, for me, it is my favourite Phil Collins album, and it's his best-selling, of course. Um, I mean, not to diss any of his other albums because they're still awesome.
Oh yeah, of course.
This always tops. Um, yeah, I know what you mean about the Miami Vice. It's got that feel. It's that, of that period. Yeah. We'll go right. We'll go through the tracks and we'll talk about the tracks as we go along. Right. The first track is Sussudio. As far as I know, this song came about from just improv in the recording studio. This was the first single released in the UK in 1985. Only got to number 12. It's not bad going, but it was the second single released in the US, and it got to number 1. So big up to the Americans over there embracing Phil on that single. So it was the first release in the UK, but the second release in America. So, what's your take on Sussudio?
One of the best openings to an album you could do. It just sets up, because there are a lot of bouncy, fun songs in this. It's such a great song. Brilliant music video where they filmed, I believe, in a pub that was owned by Richard Branson.
There was a pub band, wasn't there, the other night? Yeah, there was
and the music video is great, and you get a great hint of his humour, Phil Collins, trying to impress the crowd. He's like, oh, God, we got one called Sussudio, and everybody's like, what? Okay. And, of course, as soon as they play it, that dun, 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 everybody's just like, whoa. And, again, as the listener, it's the same feeling. It's such a fun song about, I believe, if I remember, schoolboy having a first crush on a girl at school, which is where one of the lyrics come.
More than I know. Good on you, that one. That you got me on that one.
Well, as I believe that is the story of the song is like a schoolboy falling in love for the first time, first crush. Because there's a lyric where it says, "I know I'm too young."
All right.
But it's such a fun, bouncy song.
And also as well, this with that opening track, you get what's in that track. You get to know what is going to be following on in the album with the brilliant horn section.
Oh, the horn section's amazing. Some fantastic saxophones, some horns. The guitars are brilliant. It's an instrument that stands out.
Most of these songs on this album have brilliant horn sections. You really knew how to use those guys. Brilliant sound. Yeah, I agree. I've always loved Sussudio. When it first came out, I thought this is a brilliant song, and I went out and bought the 12-inch version, the extended mix. So if you ever hear that, it's brilliant.
Nice.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I don't have it anymore though.
Oh,
I've got no vinyl in my life anymore.
Well, vinyls are becoming hits again, apparently.
Yeah, look at how much they are.
Yeah, unfortunately, 32 arms and 53 legs.
True. But yeah, Sussudio is I think, the ideal track to open the album with. We'll go to track 2. Only You and I Know. Now, this was a B-side on Take Me Home US release only, not on the UK release. It was a B-side to the US release of Take Me Home. So, Only You and I Know. Ethan.
Hearing this one again, it's again keeping up the whole dancey, a summer feel to it. I mean, this one, I was in the kitchen just listening to this, and it is, as I'm about to describe it, it's one of these ones you could just dance in the kitchen. You put it on, the beat to it, it's such a dancey, bouncy tune that you just can't help but dance around to it and bounce your head to it.
Yeah, it gets into your feet.
Yeah, it gets into your feet and soul and heart. This one, it's a really cracking little gem of a piece.
I mean, it's a shame it was only used as a B-side, for an American release.
Mm.
This could have been a single in my book. I agree. It is. It follows on straight from Sussudio, and you've still, after the bouncing and the upbeat of Sussudio, it carries on with this one. And yeah, brilliant track. Um, vocally as well, he's on top form.
Oh yeah, the
And
voice in it is just bang on.
yeah, and as you said, you saw him a couple of years ago, and his voice is still top notch. Now, track 3, Long Way to Go, is one of my favourites on the album. It's just the slow beginning of it, and then his voice comes in. Yeah, I think is this the one with, is it Sting on the backing vocals on the album?
Sting's on the backing vocals.
Because I know Sting's on the album, Helen Terry's on the album, and Peter Gabriel all doing backing vocals.
Yep.
On several songs. So
Yeah.
I think on this one, I think it is Sting. You can hear him. He's very distinctive voice as well. But
Oh yeah.
yeah. So long way to go then, Ethan.
Like you, I bloody love this song. It's just, I would actually say this is my favorite. Yeah, it is. It's definitely my favorite album song. Because obviously it wasn't released as a single, but this is my favorite album song. And this was in the episode of Miami Vice, Sons and Lovers. And it was played in a sequence where I believe it's the funeral of Tubbs' son.
All right, yeah. I'm racking my brains now. Okay, I'll have to read the book.
I believe it was the season 2 finale of Miami Vice. And I think it was a funeral scene where they play it and Tubbs is just racked with guilt. But the song itself, it's so beautifully haunting. And it's so...
Exactly, it's haunting because after the first 2 tracks are just so upbeat, then you just get
this absolutely different song.
Yeah.
But it's just such a haunting song. And one of the things I love, it's one of those perfect songs where I've listened to this on my iPhone many a times, where it could be a sunset right now, or you could walk in your town, a ghostly town or city, or along the river or the sea at night. And it's just one of these songs, I think it matches well with the loneliness and stuff. And just walking along, it just adds the whole...
That's it. You've just said the word, what goes with that song, loneliness.
The whole loneliness. And as it is, it's like you're just racked. I suppose it's like a lonely song, and you've got a long way to go to find whatever it is you want. And like I said, listened to it many a times. And there was even one point when I was in Miami, walking along the sea on the sand, and I just can't help but listen to it, and it just adds the whole atmosphere. It's one of these songs I could listen to again and again.
Yeah, well, so I re-listened to the album yesterday. It's been a while, and as soon as the track started up, I thought, "Whoa, yeah, I missed this song."
Oh, I know.
I haven't heard this. Oh, I missed this. I love this song. Yeah, it's
one of the best. One of the best songs I think he's ever written.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And then we move on to "I Don't Want to Know." So let's go with "I Don't Want to Know." Ethan.
Yeah. Again, it sort of goes up with a slightly more, not too much like the first two.
Yeah. It's a gradual rise.
A gradual up the stairs beat sort of thing, if that makes sense. Gradually up the stairs beat, I call it. But yeah, it's a good song of like, again, something we've always been, many of us have been through, been through a relationship. They said all these things and stuff, but I don't want to know. She can cry all she wants. I don't want to know. It's actually like a real sort of...
She can keep the dog. I don't want to know.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those songs where Like you could listen to like breaking up with a relationship and just go, I don't care, flip the bird, see you later. I
Yeah,
don't care. Oh,
yeah,
wrong song. I don't care anymore. I don't want to know.
it is. Yeah, I agree. It's if anybody ever listens to that song, they will understand what it's about.
Yeah.
If you've been through that sort of thing and you listen to the words of "I don't want to know," you think, well, that guy's been through what we're going through.
Yeah, and it's almost like it's sort of like you can't help but think with Faces. Obviously, the legendary story of that one was he wrote that through his first divorce, didn't he, or something?
Something like that. Yeah.
And there was a lot of sad songs on that one. In a way, it's almost like a step up, isn't it, from those songs like the Faces album?
Yeah.
Quite sad and stuff like that. But then this one, it's just like I don't want to know. Just like part two, like I've been through this, don't want to know.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a nice, another nice little gem, and one I think everybody.
this album is full of hidden, well, not hidden gems, but full of gems. But now we've got track 5. Now, I may differ on the opinion of this song with what Ethan's going to say because, well, we'll say this track 5 is "One More Night." It was the second single released in the UK in 1982. It got to number 4. It was the first single released in America in 1984. I don't know why that he released it sort of a year before. I don't know.
I don't know.
And it got to number 1 in America and number 1 in Canada. So it was the first single in America. It was the second for those in the UK, maybe 6 months or so later. So One More Night, Ethan, and I'll tell you what I think of it when you.
Keen to know now, but I know you know me by now, so you probably know I do love this song, One More Night. For me, it's a very beautiful ballad, and many a time have I, nearly all throughout my life, at some points in my life, I always put this on and listen to it, like if I'm with someone, thinking about them, or I don't know, just like, after something happened. But many a times have I always listened to this song just like a sort of like a throwback song. But it's a beautiful ballad. Nice little music video where you've got, again, the same bar from Sussudio, but at night. Yeah. This time he's playing a piano and a brilliant, I love that ending bit with the saxophone. I wish I could remember the name of the singer. Not the singer, the saxophone player who plays it.
It's mostly in the. But as again, you go to the things, it's all like that. How are you supposed to read them? I don't know.
Oh, again, the whole can't she? but anyway, yeah. I do love this song. It's definitely one of my favorites. Definitely one of my favorites on this album. I'm not sure what number I would put it because I've been racking my brains with that one. I've been finding it quite hard. Which ones would I put as my favorites on the list? But it is one of my favorites. I do like this song. It's a very beautiful song to listen to, and like I said, many a times have I listened to it at parts when I feel I want to. So anyway, over to Lee.
Well, what I'm going to say is, I can understand why you like it. A lot of people do like it, but for me, it just got played too much.
Oh, one of those ones.
It was. It just every time it was either music TV or it was either radio. It was always on. Give me one more. Oh, please shut up. You can and play a song to death, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of songs out there, what really do annoy me, even if they are awesome songs.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid to say this is one of them. It it just annoys me so much when it's. I hear it now. You know, when I was playing it yesterday, oh God, hurry up and finish. I know I should say things like that, but
it sounds like an unusual torture device for you.
Well, it's like,
yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, I mean, it's like even Phil Collins has said, not about this song, but another song he absolutely hates singing live. He said if he wasn't bothered of singing a song ever again, it would be A Groovy Kind of Love. He hates it.
Actually, yes, that's very true. I do know he hates that song.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But even the singer of a song can hate the song he's singing. I can understand why people absolutely love it, because it's one of those songs where the people fall in love over the song, or it's a power tune.
Yeah, but I do get where you're coming from. I mean, there's many songs I've heard on the radio, and yeah, they're great. At first, they're great, and I can understand why they're great, and I love them at first. But then I remember this one place I worked in many, many years back, a restaurant I was working in back when I used to be a chef before a care assistant. It would play, a song would play again and again and again, and you think, oh, shut up!
Yeah, well, this is it. That's exactly that one. I mean, nothing against the talent there and that lot, and it's just one of those songs where I think, oh no, not again. Yeah, I can understand why people like it, though. I can. I mean, it was the biggest hit off the album for him in the UK. Number 4 hit, and so another American number one, 2 American number ones on this one album for him. We'll go to track 6, Don't Lose My Number. I think this also was recorded from improv as well in the studio.
Yeah.
Never released as a single in the UK. Why?
Oh yeah.
Never released as a single. It got to number 4 in the US as a single. It was only released in the US as far as
well, 4's a good number.
No, it was released in the US. It was released in Australia and Canada, New Zealand, but never ever in the UK.
Oh.
I don't understand why.
Okay.
Yeah. So over to you. Don't Lose My Number.
Well, this one, it racked my brains with this one because I thought what would be my favorite. But yeah, out of all the songs of this album, this is my favorite. So this is actually my favorite song on the whole album. Don't Lose My Number, and it's a fantastic, fast-beaten song. For me, it's now Phil Collins said even he didn't quite know what the lyrics were about.
Yeah,
but in a way,
just improv and just put
it's kind of like, for me, and maybe this is because I'm a geek, but I felt like this was like a sort of a superhero song. This is like a superhero song because if the lyrics are about a boy chased by, I don't know, a shadowy organization. They came out, fear of the night, shadows on the ground, Billy, don't lose my number. And the singer is like some guy who goes after him and saving him, really. That's how it sounded to me. I thought when I used to listen to this, I couldn't stop listening to it because I thought it's like some secret character who's saving this poor little boy from these shadowy supervillains.
Yeah.
And he's saying, don't lose my number. If you need my help to stop these guys, don't lose my number. And in a way, it sort of coincides with the music video, which is one of the best music videos of all time to me. It's so great. It's the perfect humor of Phil Collins, which in a way matches what he said about the lyrics, where he's thinking, I don't know what to do with this, or what would be the perfect music video. And in a way, you've got him as a cowboy fighting these bad guys. Yeah. And then there's one where he's a samurai, isn't he, or something, saving a woman. So, Mad Max.
Yeah, the video takes he's sort of taking things from movies, and he's becoming that part in the movies.
Yeah, and then you had like different directors coming in with ideas, like one of him walking on the beach, or a nice simple one where he's a butterfly or something, ain't it? Which is good. But to me, yeah, I never get tired of this song because every time I listen to it, even now, it's one of these songs I can close my eyes on, and I can sort of see like a sort of a character saving someone, fighting these bad guys. It's a fantastic song. I absolutely adore it, and it, like I
Uh,
said,
I'm,
probably
I,
one of my top favorites.
yeah, I'm just surprised it was never released. I mean, when you look at all the tracks on the album, if you know, we only got 3 singles in the UK released,
Yeah, and I think there was about five, weren't there?
and there was four released in America. So I don't know why we didn't get a number 4.
Oh.
But yeah, it should have been a single. Yeah, it's a great song. I agree with Ethan. He likes it. It's his favorite. It's one of my favorites off it. But there is one coming up later which is my favorite. But yeah, I love. Well, I keep calling it Billy Don't Lose My Number. It's called Don't Lose My Number. But
Yeah.
people talk about the song. They say, "Oh yeah, Billy, don't lose my number."
Yeah.
Yeah, great song, great song. And then we come to track 7, which uses the horns again to great effect.
Yeah.
Who Said I Would. It was a single, but
But
not until 1991
yeah, I
when
looked that one up. That was a bit of a weird one.
it was released as a live version of the album, the Serious Hits live album.
Mhm.
Bit confusing. So, anyway, Who Said I Would?
Um.
I think it was Ethan who said I would.
Yes. Um. Yeah, as you said, it's one of these ones where it uses the horns again, and the lyrics are great. It sounds very much like Sussudio, though, and I totally forgot all about this one.
Yeah.
And so it starts off like I'm thinking, okay, here we go. Here's the next one, and then it kicks off what I nearly thought was a remixed version of Sussudio. I'm thinking, wait, what? But I totally forgot about this. And then I thought, oh yeah, I remember. It sounds, even the way he sings the lyrics and the way the music is. On some bits it's different, and the bits where it is different sound great. And there's a great saxophone bit in the middle, like a fast one. It's brilliant, but a lot of it really does sound very much like a remixed version of Sussudio in a way, and the way he sings it as well on parts. But it's a, like I said, I think that sort of overshadows it a bit because like I say, the lyrics are great, and there are parts of the song that's great, and it's not taking away how awesome this album is. But some of it, like I said, it just sounded very similar to Sussudio.
You see, that's what I was going to say, because when I first heard this song way back when, I thought, yeah, I wonder if they recorded it in the same session as Sussudio.
Yeah.
And, they were messing about improv Sussudio, and they said, I've got this sort of tune here. No, we'll save that for another one. We'll set that. We might use that on another sort of song. That might be the case that they've used bits here and bits there off that song, put it into that. But yeah, it's a good song, as you say. But it does when you, like yes,
that's the one gripe with this one. It's just like many of them are great, but this is the one song where it sounds too similar to Sussudio.
Yeah.
It's like a remixed, like I said, just like some remixed version. But as you said, they must have like just made it faster. But then I'm thinking, no, wait a minute, it sounds like Sussudio. Oh, now it doesn't. Oh, now it does. So it's like we can't decide. We got this original bit anymore. No, we're gonna have to we'll use that there, Sussudio there. There.
That chunk might come in handy for another track. We'll save that for another track. Oh, I've got an idea. Why don't we put that chunk of music and we'll put it in there, see what happens there. And I think that's what happens. Yeah, it's a good song though. It is a good song, and as I say, it's a bit weird. It was released in '91 as a live I don't. I don't.
I don't know. There's many weird things released at different times.
Yeah, and I hope you can answer this question, Ethan. Doesn't anybody stay together anymore?
What an absolutely true song to the core. One that I do not have the bloody answer to. I wish they would. There was once a generation where if something was shattered, they would learn how to glue it up again.
Yes. Of course.
But then later, something must have happened with the creation of time, and people just went, "No, we can't fix it. Screw it."
Yeah, talking about track 8, by the way. They wouldn't stay together anymore. It's a good song.
It is a good song.
It's sort of slow. That it come down from Who Said I Would, because it reminded you so much of Sussudio. Then you come to this one.
Yeah, and this one I liked. It's again, it's a little song, but it's a very true one that makes you question things song, and one that makes you go, yeah, why doesn't anyone stay together anymore? And again, it's now back to like a different type of sound from like a lot of the other ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I quite like the song because it's one I didn't think. I think many people have probably done it in the 80s, but this one I think quite pretty much does nail it. I don't think there's ever been a song where they actually do question, doesn't anyone stay together anymore? And it has been a thing that's been going on for like, God, years and years and years and years.
Millions of years.
Millions of years, yeah.
Well, it also as well, it makes you wonder if he wrote this on the back of the divorce a few years before. And
yeah, I wonder if it was a song from Faces, but he probably thought maybe there's too many tracks on here. I'll keep this on the mantelpiece, bring it in later. Who knows? But it is a good song. I do like this one.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's as for like One More Night, which is a lovey-dovey song. Give me one more. This one I prefer.
I can get that one. I definitely can. I could get that one, and I do. Like I said, I agree. I do like this song.
Yeah, it's to me as well. I could hear it or see it as being released as a single myself. It would have got airplay because it might not have been a big hit, but
yeah.
How many songs can you release off an album? Well, back in the 80s, you could release nearly all of the singles off an album.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you could. Maybe they just wanted all the happy ones, and this one they thought, oh no, it's too truthful.
Yeah.
People in the cars going, yeah, why don't they stay together? I don't know.
Cause arguments. And we move on to I've lost me. Oh, there we are. Inside Out. Over to you.
Yeah. Again, another nice little gem. I hadn't heard this one for a very long time and stuff. And again, it's got like quite a little, not big, but a little bouncy sort of. It's a little bouncy sort of tune, isn't it? Quite a. Ooh,
not over the. Yeah, it's not over the top like Sussudio.
No, it's like a quiet bouncy one, isn't it?
Yeah. It's I don't know what do you call it? Not mediocre, but
easy going.
That's the easy going.
Yeah, it's an easy going song, ain't it?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah,
I like it too.
And if I remember right, this song was never released anywhere, but it sort of charted in an American chart somewhere without even it being released. An airplay chart or something like that.
Oh well, the Americans love Phil Collins. Fair enough.
Just
don't know how that happened. But...
you used to play it on radio, and it sort of charted on an airplay chart and it got quite big. But it is a good song.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we now?
Oh, Oh,
Now,
yes.
this next song, track 10, is the last song on the album,
Mm-hmm.
but it was never down to be a single. It was never planned as a single, but because of airplay and demand, they released it as a single, and it is now, I would say, one of his most famous songs, live and on radio. It's "Take Me Home," and what I heard about this song is it's not about being taken home. It's about someone in a mental institution,
Yes.
sort of based on One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's been a prisoner all his life.
Yep.
And yeah, it was the third single in the UK in 1985. Only got to number 19 in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Injustice.
I don't know.
The fourth single in America in 1986 got to number 7. So it did all right. It did better in America about 6 months later. So take me home, Ethan. That's not asking you to. Just take me home. Explain to me.
Come on, then, come on. Yeah. I agree. It's just one of the best songs of all time and one of the most famous. It's my second favorite song on this album. Don't Lose My Number, Take Me Home, Long Way to Go. Those are my 3 top favorite songs on this. But yeah, it's a fantastic song, and I'm well pointed out about the dark side of this song. It actually is, as many people know, the music video is. I suppose you could interpretate it in 2 different ways. You know, it is two stories in one. The music video, as it is, you're on holiday. As Phil Collins is, he's everywhere from like London, Tokyo, New York, Hollywood, Russia, and but there's like, oh, take me home. I'm gonna go home now. But as you pointed out, and he did mention this in, I believe it was one of them. For those who don't remember, if you're too young, but back in the 90s, I think there was a show called Unplugged where
MTV Unplugged.
Yeah, MTV Unplugged. One with like many series like George Michael, where he did some of the songs from Older, which was great.
Stewart did it. Nirvana did it.
But there was one with Phil Collins where it included, like, he talked about the songs and stuff, and he would play the songs on the drums. Not the instruments, but he would play it, and there would be someone else on the guitar. But he did say that really it was meant to be a dark song. It was meant to be like, I think there was one interpretation where they said it's like the people being controlled by the government or something like that, as like something from 1984.
Yeah.
Like, not the year, the science fiction.
Oh, yeah.
But as you said, that is the most famous one, where it is a mental patient in a lunatic asylum wanting to break out. I don't know why they've kept me here. I want to get out. Take me home.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be left for the imagination. Those who really know the song, the history, you can interpret it in many ways. It's a fantastic song. And I was going to point out, this is the other song, that was used in Miami Vice. I believe it was in the season 2 opening, Prodigal Son.
I think it was, yes.
Yeah, season 2 opening episode, The Prodigal Son. And they're all in the airport. I think that both of them are in the airport, running for the airplane at this bit. Tubbs and Crockett.
Yeah, they should have called this the Miami Vice soundtrack Volume 3 or something like that.
That's what it is, yeah. But like you said, this is a fantastic, very beautiful song. And
what is it, nearly over 5 minutes long, something like that.
And I'll tell you one thing, watching Phil Collins do this live, because this was like he always picked this song as the encore song for any live gig he would do. Every live gig he did, this was his finishing song. So when I saw him 2 years ago for the Not Dead Yet tour, he finished this off, and my God, what a performance. And I've got a video of this, and it was just all these colorful lights and confetti balloons, and it was absolutely brilliant. But I mean, what an ending to an amazing gig. And I think, again, I believe the vinyl edition, this was the last song on the vinyl. There's one more song on the CD edition, but for the vinyl, what a great ending song to an album.
Yeah, for me personally, once this was released as a single, because it said a lot to me. I thought this song is just awesome. I mean, the tune doesn't change. It's just like a constant, sort of a build up towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is with Gabriel on the backing vocals on this one, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was Peter Gabriel on this one.
I love this song. I say only reaching number 19 in the UK. It's not on.
No, it deserves higher.
Yeah, it's the past. But there again, if we could get people to download the song, it might chart again.
Yeah, finally makes it. Okay, nearly over 30 years late, but there you go.
Or play the video on YouTube, because music videos now count in the chart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I absolutely adore this song, and it is one of my favourite all-time songs, and of Phil Collins's as well. If I'm ever in a Phil Collins mood, this song always comes on. It really does. Some people it'll be In the Air Tonight, of Sussudio. Mm-hmm. For me, it's Take Me Home. It's just an awesome track. As Ethan said, that is the final track on the vinyl. But on the CD, you had a CD bonus track, which was We Said Hello Goodbye, which was, now let me get this right, used as a B-side for Don't Lose My Number in America.
Yep.
Which was never released.
Yeah, I think that's right, yeah.
Which was never released in the UK, but it was a B-side in the UK to Take Me Home.
Yep. So, you're definitely right there.
So the CD bonus track was a B-side. But what a damn good B-side. And to me, it's worthy of being a single.
Yeah.
The piano on this is awesome. I mean, it's like a little instrumental to begin with. And then the piano comes in, and then he starts singing. Mm-hmm. So, Ethan, we said hello, goodbye.
Did we?
Well, I don't know, did we?
Oh, well done. No. No, as you said, this really should have been a single. Why
demote it? Why demote it to a B-side?
Yeah, it's this one. It's different from all the other songs on this album. Yeah. But what a damn beautiful song to finish it off. I mean, be it the vinyl where it finishes off with "Take Me Home," but even these two ending tracks, "Take Me Home," We Said Hello Goodbye. You couldn't end it better. What a beautiful, short, sweet, meaningful song. It's basically about, the ever-changing things of life, isn't it? Yeah. One door closes, another one opens. Yeah, you can't predict what's going to happen and what's going to end, what's going to begin, but you face it head on. And it's told beautifully as a little song.
It is
what a beautiful, beautiful gem.
Yeah,
no justice for not making this a single.
Yeah, I agree.
That's brilliant. I love it.
But it's to say, if people don't, if they didn't buy the album, the CD, should I say, they would never have heard of this song.
Yeah.
So, and if you didn't buy the single "Take Me Home" in the UK, you wouldn't have even known about this song.
Yeah,
which is a bit of an injustice for that track. it needs to be a bit brought forward and shone a bit more, promoted a bit more. I think this song.
I'll post it hundreds of times on Facebook.
Well, I did find a video because I was posting videos yesterday on Facebook, and I did find a video to "We Said Hello Goodbye," and I think it's a tour video, a home camera, home video. Phil Collins filmed or whatever while they were on tour, and the song to the video is "We Said Hello Goodbye," which it sort of goes well together. So
that sounds really well matched. That sounds really well matched.
So yeah, check it out if you found the video. It's there. So we come to the end of No Jacket Required. Talking about this album. Look at that! Just open that. Look at that. There's the Mr.
Oh, I love that picture. I've seen that picture before. I love that.
But then look at the shoes.
only Phil Collins could pull that off. That is right. That's one of the most iconic pictures of him.
Yeah.
But funny little shoes.
I mean, when this album was out, released February 1985. He had other hits on the go as well. Mm-hmm. In between these hits off this album, I mean, he was at #1 with "Easy Lover" with Philip Bailey the same year, and also he had a top 4 hits, I think, with Marilyn Martin, "Separate Lives," later on in the year.
Yeah. Brilliant song.
In between all these songs, he was releasing other songs, not off the album.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
busy man, ain't he?
Yeah, I think 85 was his year. For solo-wise, I think it was his year.
Oh, yeah. I think that, because as I said, this came out 1 year after Miami Vice, and I think that kind of propelled him into American society. Yeah,
but he did.
Hear the song, and they think, so they must have all, that propelled him all over the world and just made him a household name.
He did have a #1 in 1983 with "You Can't Hurry Love."
Yep.
The #1 in 88 with "Groovy Kind of Love." Mm-hmm. But for me personally, I think 85 was Phil Collins' year. Mm-hmm. On the top of his game with that album. Produced by himself and of course Hugh Padgham, a very well-known producer. Yep. So now the difficult thing is
the scoring.
We've got 11 tracks. I like the way I score these.
I love it too. It's so I love this.
The score is going to be out of 11.
Yeah.
Over to you.
Well, yeah. Yeah, believe it or not, I would have given this a full score, but I'm going to give this... I'm not taking away. This is the best solo album he's done. And it's one of the greatest albums of all time to me. But I am going to give it 10 out of 11.
Mm-hmm. You're not going to go any more into that? Why?
Well, and like I said, there is one song which I did point out earlier, 10 out of 11. Don't get me wrong, what was it? Who Said I Would? I do like that song, but it does sound very much like Sussudio, like a remixed version. I know I've repeated myself, but it's a great song, don't get me wrong, but it was sort of missing something. For me, anyway. And I think it got overshadowed. Just when I heard it today, I just thought it sounded very too much like Sussudio on a lot of bits.
Yeah.
But I'd like to think I am being generous. Every other song is brilliant.
Well, 10 out of 11 is not bad.
Yeah, 10 out of 11. Every other song on here, perfect to me. So, yeah, 10 out of 11 to me.
So I'm going to go 9.5 out of 11.
9.5 out of 11. Okay. Well, actually, okay. One of them I can know. Go on.
And the other one is the same reason for you. Who Said I Would? yeah, it just sounds too similar to the first track. I mean, they could have used that as a CD bonus track and put "Say Hello." We said hello goodbye onto the main album on vinyl as well.
Yeah.
And of course, of One More Night. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm giving it that score. It's that damn song.
Just replayed again and again and again and again.
People love it. So
It's
that's
still, it's still a good score, and it
yeah.
doesn't take away how amazing the album is.
No, it don't. No, it don't.
Because all the other songs just conquer it of how brilliant it is.
It is. Yeah, it is a brilliant album. There is before and
And
after.
there he is now.
But yeah, and as I say, he's a brilliant artist. Come back out of retirement to do his Not Dead Yet tour. And who knows what the future holds for Mr. Phil Collins.
Phil Collins, sorry to interrupt me. Phil Collins, if you ever get to watch us, please get in touch with two mates of yours, Mr. Rutherford and Mr. Banks, and just do one more Genesis tour, please. I would love to see you guys live. You're my favorite band from when I was a kid, and you still are.
I have seen Genesis live.
You lucky SOB.
Well, it wasn't a Genesis concert. They were on a charity concert thing. It was at Nebworth 90.
Oh, you lucky bugger. You lucky SOB.
So I got to see Genesis do their bit, and then I got to see Phil Collins do his solo bits as well. So there you go.
Oh, okay, all right, you win.
Hey. Well, so that we've come to the end of our little review of No Jacket Required. Guys, if you're watching this, get out there, download it, or even better still, get out there and buy the physical copy because it's still available. So give it another listen, give it a chance, give some 80s music a chance. I'd like to thank Ethan for joining me on this. We like talking music. So if you've got any comments, please leave below. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're all over the place. And if you want to join in our casts, leave a message and we will get back to you and we'll see if we can fit you on our movie casts. We do TV sort of casts, audio dramas, and I say we do these album casts. So if you fancy doing any of those, just drop us a message and see if we can fit you in. We usually do our main casts on a Saturday. So if you're free on a Saturday evening UK time, drop us a line. So until next time, we'll be seeing you. Shall we take me home now?
Yep. Take me home.
Sing us out. That's it. That's all he's getting. I'm not paying him anymore.